Hi guys. So it's been a while since I've actually gotten in front of a camera here. So been on a couple hunts since I shot my buck. Just wanted to kind of do like a little in-between video here because basically I've been tagged out in the area I can predominantly hunt and have enough time to actually get into it. I went on a couple hunts with Corey, which we almost got shot, so but we'll talk about that one when I get with Corey towards the end of the season here, because Corey has also gotten a deer this gun season. Only thing is, he didn't have a camera, didn't film any of it, and I wasn't there because I was actually on my way into work when I got the text saying, shot a doe. It really was a button buck, but it was like 7:09 in the morning. I was literally like at a stoplight and got the text saying that he got on the board. So he's been successful. Haven't heard anything from Cash whether he's been successful yet or not. So that was that hunt, which him and I'll get together and we'll run you through that whole one. But yes, we almost got shot. Woo. Then the other hunt I went on was just like after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving this past week here, because today is December 2nd. It's December already. But that was the 29th, the day after Thanksgiving. I went out with, actually went hunting with someone I haven't gone hunting with before, through a buddy of mine from the marching arts that kind of knew that him and he actually lives out in Syracuse. His name is Sean Combs, great dude. So him and I actually got to hunt together, and we actually had been talking about doing that for a while, so we actually got to get together, go on a hunt at High Tor for a bit. Friday morning up until about noon or so. Didn't really see a whole lot. The terrain's pretty, but didn't really see a whole lot of sign. Eventually, towards like the back half, we got into like where these draws are, and that's where I heard some shots start going off, and I'm like, well, I kind of figured there were gonna be deer back in there, but that was like about a 2-mile hike from where we parked. So we got a good, nice hike in. We did get to sit in a couple spots. I got to see pretty sure it was a coyote briefly. Didn't ever present a shot or anything like that, so, but it was cool to see a coyote kind of when we were down over by those draws. Other than that, it's been pretty uneventful. Thanksgiving morning I tried to go out down to Hemlock, but the weather was crappy. It was in between snowing and raining. It couldn't make up its mind, and just kind of sitting there realizing that if I did shoot something, I would have to make a pretty damn good shot and actually watch it drop, so I knew where it was. And once I did get it, I wasn't going to drag it because that terrain's nuts. So I was going to have to quarter it out, do all that, and the meat's not going to stay dry. And I was worried about meat care. And once I got back home, hanging in the meat, trying to keep that dry, it just wasn't adding up in my head. So it was a very short hunt. Got to find a deer skull. I was walking down the ridge, so that was pretty cool. But I found actually a pretty cool spot. Definitely a nice transition between some pines and some oak trees. Definitely was kind of seeing some tracks on the ground. So the deer have been moving around through there. Definitely some spots to try for next year. Going on down the road in the future. So that's cool. But this is one of the main things I wanted to talk about, and especially in this video right here, is you guys constantly see me talk about, and some of the videos leading up into season, about one of my number one target buck, Mr. Big. Saw him in August. That was the last pictures and like the only pictures and stuff I've seen of him. But I have history with this deer from last year. I know he summers around here. I have physically seen that deer last year while I was in a stand. So I had a feeling that if I did some similar things to last year, that I'd be able to see him and maybe actually get a shot. But one of the things that was characteristic of him from last year is the only time I ever saw him or got pictures of him, I didn't get any trail camera pictures of that deer last year. The only sighting I had was when I was actually sitting in the stand and I actually filmed them. So for right now, let me show you the footage that I took of Mr. Big from last year right now. So that is Mr. Big. So one of the big characteristics that kind of tipped me off to when I actually saw him this August is on his right side. That main beam that comes out, the tip of the main beam, hooks really sharp in, like really sharp. Which I thought was kind of odd when I saw him in that video when I was filming him. And there he was probably like a small 10 or a big 8. Couldn't quite fully tell. He was moving pretty quick, and I was trying to film him or shoot him that way, which I was pretty successful in doing so. But I could tell he was a good buck. And then in the summer, I got a trail camera picture, or actually video of him. So I'm going to show that right now. And as you notice, as he's starting to kind of pick up and he turns his head this way, on his right side, that tip of that main beam curves in, nice and sharp. That's characteristic of him. Same deer. But this year, he's a giant 11 points. Got a kicker off on his left side on the main beam going back, just to the outside of the brow tine on the main beam going backwards. So he's an 11 point. God knows what else on his right side. He's got 2 little bumps on his right side brow tine. He's just tall, just big old deer, like lots of height. But I haven't seen him all October, most of November. Have not seen him in person or anything like that. That could be due to a couple different things that I did this year, which are, in terms of trying to hunt him and do this, I just did stupid things because I'm still trying to work this whole hunting thing out, where balancing filling tags and getting meat and playing trophy hunter, if you will, going after him. And I going off basically what I know of last year. Didn't have trail camera pictures. He wasn't around ever really in the fall. He would go somewhere else to winter and stuff like that. So my hunting season's been pretty dry, as most you can see. It's just like most of October was nothing. November kind of got off to a slow start, and then it picked up just a bit, which is awesome. So I started to see more deer, and almost got a shot at a doe like the last day of bow season before gun season, which was actually a good thing that I didn't shoot her, or didn't get the opportunity to shoot her. But then again, prime example, the rut's coming up, and I want to fill a tag. I want to fill a tag and get more meat in the freezer. So that's why I picked up my bow and was fully intending to shoot that doe if she gave me a shot. But she didn't, so woo. And now, fast forward to this past week, Thanksgiving. Not only did Thanksgiving Day give me a Buffalo Bills win over the Cowboys on national TV in a very dominating fashion. Yes, I'm a Bills fan. Western New York, whoop whoop, Bills Mafia. Also, Thanksgiving night got me and brought me this. Now that picture is from my dad's spy point, which is in that clearing stand that I've been in a lot. There's a path on the right side of that clearing, and that spy point's facing out towards this path on the right side of the clearing. Where he's standing right now, that is inside 20 yards from that stand. Granted, it's at 11:40 at night. Who cares? That is him. He's back. He's alive. He's survived bow season. He's survived gun season. He's around. Now, plot thickens. So I get the spy point camera, and he sent me that when I was actually out down in High Tour hunting with Sean. I got that morning, and I was like, "Oh, baby, yeah, he's alive." So then I get back home, and right before I have to go to work, I decided to the wind's coming right out of the west, so I figured, all right, it's fine. I'll put on upper boots. I moved the muddy camera away from the rock wall path and actually brought it in closer, overlooking a path that the deer have been taking in the summertime, which is the same path that he took when I caught the previous picture of him in the summer when he was in Velvet. We started to notice there's more deer tracks on that particular path, a lot of big ones, and it's just like a cow path. Like they've been using that hard, which that's a new development. So I wanted to just kind of see when they're using it, who's using it. And so I actually placed the muddy on the inside of the pines, a little closer in, not even crossing or even coming close to that path. I'm not even going to touch it, blah. So I put the muddy out, facing out towards that path, but a little bit more towards of just seeing, like, when they come and go, you're going to be able to see them. So set it up, and lo and behold, the same night that picture was taken, I caught this. He's trailing does, and the does are using the path, and he's following right behind him, and boy, he's pretty. He's really big, really tall. So those were 6 does, and typically what historically based off last year is we do have a big doe group that forms, and it comes closer to the houses towards the back half of the late bow season, which is why I haven't been out in the stand, is because I'm waiting for late bow season to open up so I can go out there. Just because that's going to be the easiest place for me to be able to hunt, given the time that I get out of work and I have time to hunt, and it's got to be quick. So there it is, out back here. But what's nice to see is that the doe groups are forming. There's got to be some hot does in there, and he's following them. So now, since that Friday night pull after Thanksgiving there, I pulled it one time. I pulled it actually today. Wind was coming from the west, so I pulled the camera, saw there was 5 videos on there, so I wanted to see what was going on. Maybe there's some daylight pictures, maybe it's him still roaming around, I don't know. I just wanted to get as much information as I can. And one of the things that led to me pulling that card and actually moving the camera back over to the corner stand where I shot the doe in the beginning of the year, is because that path that those does were taking that he ultimately took, I actually was able to look at it when I was by the camera today, and actually see that it's on an angle that they're coming in, and that path I am 90% certain is the path that the same does I took when I shot the doe in the beginning of the year. It's the same path, so they actually came across. He actually walked across in front of that corner stand about 15 yards. They're going back into the bedding area like I thought they would, and knew and have seen beds in the summertime, so they're actually moving back over into that corner of the lot. So I'm excited about that because I can now hunt that stand late season, bow season. The does are coming back over. He's going to be around, hopefully. The only thing that I'm uncertain about is how he's going to be once late bow season. Once gun season ends, last day of gun season is December 8th. Late bow season opens up December 9th. I don't know if he's going to be around chasing does or even enticed by the scent of maybe possibly one last remaining doe in heat, and that's going to be me. Just waiting for him, and maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, that I can seal the deal and actually get a good buck. Like, I've shot the 4-point, put meat in the freezer, but at this point, even if I just see this deer while I'm in the stand, that's a win for me. Because that is a giant deer. I mean, I'm no expert in scoring deer, but he's pushing 150. And if you go back and look at the video and look at the pictures, I don't think he's that old of a deer. He's maybe 3 or 4. Around here, that's old. He could get older. He's got to survive, because, I mean, if he comes by me and presents a shot, I'm not passing it up. I'm not passing it up. That is a gigantic deer for around here, and it's number 1 buck. It's Mr. Big, man. I haven't seen Crabs, though, so I haven't seen Crabs or anything like that, so I don't know if Crabs is still alive. I know Mr. Big is, so I'm assuming, and I'm going to make a really good guess, that Crabs is probably alive too. I just don't know if he's going to be around here, because Mr. Big's a bruiser. I don't know if he's quite the aggressive type personality buck to push him off, but may never know. Talking about aggressive personalities, and I'm not sure if Mr. Big fits that bill, there is a button buck that's been walking around, and this was back like beginning of November-ish. right around the beginning of gun season, I got some trail camera videos of button buck, and I noticed that there's some interesting things on his fur up by his top of his left shoulder. It almost looks like he got shot, but right there, if anyone shot him, right there, he'd be dead. So it's not from a shot. I actually think a bigger buck actually kind of got into him and actually rubbed him off so they can actually, because he's been trailing around with mom. And I've seen this behavior before where a buck wants to get at mom, will actually try and run the button buck off just so he can get some alone time with mom and be like, get out of here, I need some time alone with your mommy. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's what happened. Could it be Mr. Big? I don't know. He's a big buck. He's definitely, clearly would be the easiest candidate for a dominant buck. I just don't know. But the plot for these last week or so is going to be interesting. And then on top of this, not only will he hopefully be around, he's got to get, in order for me to shoot him, he's got to get past my dad. Because my dad still has a tag, he can go out here and hunt, so I'm actually hoping that my dad can strike and lightning will hit and he'll be able to get a shot at him and actually be able to get him. Because my dad hasn't shot a deer since 2011, so 8 years. So that would be one hell of a buck to be able to, one hell of a deer to break the streak of not being able to pull the trigger for him. So bittersweet. Kind of want Dad to shoot him. Kind of don't. Kind of want me to be able to shoot him. Anyway, if one of the two of us in this house get that deer, I'm happy. Which leads to when I actually sent Corey the picture of the spy point that my dad sent me, and Corey's like, "Get me on that buck," and I'm like, "Dad will not let you on the property." He will not grant you permission. He's not going to. It's no, because I'm tagged out. I can't hunt there. He knows that. Dad knows that. So Dad's be like, he's around. He's all mine. Let me get my shot. So, but the plot has thickened. Mr. Big lives. He's alive. Hopefully, maybe we can get it done, or I can get it done. Late bow. Or Dad can get it here in the last little bit here at gun season. So literally gun season wraps up this weekend. So hopefully Dad will be able to get out, make it happen. If not, you bet your sweet bottom that as soon as I get my free whatever night off, if I don't have to work at part-time job, you bet your sweet bottom dollar I will be sitting in a stand waiting for him, and you guys will be right there with me with this camera and the GoPro. So hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I know there's been a lot of dead time, that kind of stuff. That's part of the real aspect of 585 Outdoors that's hunting. It's a lot of nothing for a long time. Part of that's my own dang fault because I want to fill tags, but at the same time it's not my own dang fault because I'm filling tags. And that's that struggle of identity and kind of the average Joes of just like being able to fill a tag. We're not like the guys that go out there and be able to shoot monster bucks. I have them that live in the backyard, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy or a very easy thing or a very high percentage thing that I'm going to be able to sit there and actually afford really to just chase one buck. And that's the thing I've been grappling with this entire year is just I want Mr. Big so bad. I've done my due diligence trying to hold out for Mr. Big, but at the same time gotta fill tags, fill the freezer, get meat, get paid, get money. Blah, not really money, but that whole thought process of just filling the freezer, getting meat, filling tags. That's why we do this, is to fill the freezer full of nice meat. You can't eat the antlers, you can eat the venison, eat the meat. And that's the thing I've been struggling with back and forth. So yeah, so stay tuned. There's going to be plenty more hunting videos left of me. Got a few more sits. Hopefully I'll be able to get a full weekend in. And it's going to be the last hurrah, and hopefully I'll be able to seal the deal then. But if you guys are enjoying the series, also belated happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, everything else when this all comes out. If you guys enjoy the channel, enjoy this content, enjoy what you're watching so far. You can relate to it. You find me mildly amusing. You find Corey and I very amusing, because we're pretty amusing when we get there and hunt. So definitely going to need to do more of those. Please hit the subscribe button in the bottom part of the page there, and also check the link in the description. You can actually pick up some 585 outdoor swag. Wow. Okay, I'm never going to use the word swag ever again. Some 585 outdoors merchandise. You can pick yourself a hoodie, t-shirt, whatever, blah blah blah, in any color that you want. Got a whole range of things, including things for kids. So you can rep your 585 pride. Working on hats and doing all that stuff, but got to do the research first. So believe me, that's in the works, along with some other cool design ideas for apparel and stuff like that, for representing the 585 outdoors and encompassing and just capturing the essence of really what I do this for, and sharing this with you. And why Corey shares this with you is because we are real dudes, real average Joes. We're not professionals by any means, and this is just our life and our journey as hunters, anglers, outdoorsmen. So thank you guys for spending the time. Catch you guys hopefully here pretty soon with another hunt.